The screen of my phone lit up at 2:17 a.m. with a single line that sliced 4 months of silence wide open. Patrick, can't stop thinking about your laugh. Same time tomorrow? I sat on the edge of the bed, the glow painting my bare knees blue, and felt the air leave the room the way it leaves a punctured lung. Slow, inevitable, impossible to ignore. My thumb hovered, trembling. The message wasn't meant for me. It was on her phone, the one she'd left charging on the nightstand because she'd fallen asleep on the couch again, wrapped in the throw blanket that still smelled faintly of the lavender detergent she used to love. For months. 121 nights of separate continents inside the same house. She'd said it first, voice flat as the kitchen tile. Love has cooled, Daniel. We're roommates now. I'd nodded like a man accepting a terminal diagnosis, too afraid to ask for a second opinion. I carried the phone downstairs, each step creaking like an accusation. The living room was dark except for the aquarium light, casting turquoise ripples across her sleeping face. She looked younger in sleep, the way she had the night we moved in, 26, barefoot, laughing because the movers had lost the box labeled kitchen fragile. I knelt. The phone felt radioactive in my palm. I opened the thread. Patrick, you still taste like the Pinot we spilled on my couch. Lila, stop. I'm married. Patrick, you keep saying that like it's a shield instead of a fact. My heartbeat filled my ears, a dull surf. I scrolled up. Months of it. Goodnight emojis shaped like crescent moons. Voice notes I couldn't bring myself to play. A photo of her hand, our wedding band glinting, resting on denim that wasn't mine. She stirred. The blanket slipped. One eye opened, then the other, focusing on the rectangle of light in my hand. Daniel. Her voice cracked like thin ice. Who's Patrick? The question came out steady, which surprised me. Inside, something was shredding. She sat up slowly, clutching the blanket to her chest as if modesty could still matter. Give me the phone. Answer me. Her mouth open, closed. The silence stretched until it snapped. He's a colleague. Colleagues don't send heart emojis at 2 in the morning. Color drained from her cheeks, then rushed back in a guilty flood. It's not what you think. Then tell me what it is. My voice finally broke, raw as a fresh wound. She looked away, toward the aquarium where the angelfish drifted like pale ghosts. We've been unhappy, Daniel. You know that. So you found someone who makes you laugh. I tasted iron. I'd bitten my tongue. It started innocently. Coffee after a late meeting. He listened when I talked about the house feeling like a museum. Her words tumbled, defensive, rehearsed. Nothing physical happened until 3 weeks ago. She met my eyes then, and I saw the Lila I'd married flicker and die. I'm sorry. The apology landed between us like a dropped glass, sharp and irreparable. I stood. The room tilted. 3 weeks. While I was microwaving leftover lasagna and asking if you wanted to watch anything. While I folded your scrubs because the dryer eats the left socks. I was lonely, she whispered. So was I. The confession hung in the air, heavier than accusation. But I didn't. Don't saint yourself, she cut in, sudden fire. You stopped touching me. You stopped asking how my day was unless it was about whose turn it was to take out the trash. We became polite strangers sharing Wi-Fi. I wanted to argue, to catalog every small attempt. The coffee left on the counter, the way I still warmed her side of the bed with my body before sliding out, but the words curdled. She was right about the distance. Wrong about the cure. Patrick makes you feel seen, I said. It wasn't a question. She nodded, tears tracking silver down her cheeks. He makes me feel like the version of myself I forgot existed. The aquarium filter hummed, obscene in its cheerfulness. I looked at the wedding photo on the mantel, us on the courthouse steps, her veil caught in the wind, my hand steady on her waist. 8 years ago. A lifetime. What now? My voice was hoarse. I don't know. She hugged her knees. I love you, Daniel. But it's different. Smaller. Smaller. The word lodged in my throat like a fishbone. I walked to the kitchen, opened the fridge, stared at the half-eaten lasagna congealing under plastic wrap. Closed it. The house felt too big and too small at once, every corner echoing with the life we'd built and let rot. Behind me, her phone buzzed again. Patrick, no doubt. I didn't turn around. Turn it off, I said. The buzzing stopped. I faced her. Tomorrow we talk. Really talk. Therapist, lawyer, whatever it takes. But tonight, my voice cracked again. Tonight, I need you to choose whose side of the bed you're on. She looked at the couch, then at the stairs. Her shoulders folded inward. I'll take the guest room. The words were soft, but they detonated. Guest room. Not our room. Not even the couch, which at least pretended proximity. I nodded once, the motion mechanical. She stood, blanket trailing like a surrender flag, and climbed the stairs. Each footstep was a nail in something I couldn't name yet. I stayed in the living room until dawn, watching the aquarium light cycle from blue to violet to gold. The fish didn't know their world was glass. They just swam. At 6:03, I opened my laptop and started searching for divorce attorneys. 6:17, I closed it. At 6:42, I opened it again. Upstairs, the guest room door remained shut. I brewed coffee for one. The silence tasted metallic. When the sun finally breached the blinds, striping the floor in accusatory bars, I wrote a note on the chalkboard we used for grocery lists. We are not roommates. We are not strangers. Figure out who we are, Lila. I'll be at the diner on 5th. Join me when you decide. I left the key under the ceramic frog by the door, the one we'd bought in Mexico on our honeymoon, when she'd kissed me under bougainvillea and promised forever in broken Spanish. Outside, the November air bit my cheeks. I walked without direction, hands deep in my coat, the echo of her words looping, smaller. At the diner, I ordered pancakes I didn't eat. The waitress, name tag Doris, refilled my coffee 3 times without asking. At 9:11, my phone buzzed. Lila. I'm outside. Can we talk? I looked through the window. She stood on the sidewalk in my old college hoodie, hair unbrushed, eyes swollen. She looked like the girl who'd once danced barefoot in our kitchen to songs only we knew. I paid the bill, left Doris a 20, and stepped into the cold. She hugged herself. I turned the phone off. Deleted the thread. That's not enough. I know. Her breath clouded between us. I don't know how to fix this, Daniel, but I want to try. If you still. Her voice fractured. If there's anything left. I studied her face, searching for the lie, the escape hatch. Found only fear and a desperate, frayed hope. There's everything left, I said. But it's going to hurt like hell. She nodded, tears falling onto the concrete. I opened my arms. She stepped in, tentative like testing thin ice. I held her the way you hold something broken you're not sure can be mended. Tight enough to keep the pieces together, gentle enough not to cut. Behind us, the diner door chimed. Life went on. Ahead, the road forked. Salvage or scorched earth. We stood in the cold, 2 people who'd forgotten how to speak the same language, trying to remember the first word. I felt her heartbeat against my ribs. Fast, alive, terrified. Mine answered, bruised but stubborn. Therapist first. I murmured into her hair. Then we burned the guest bed. She laughed, a small wet sound. Deal. We walked home hand in hand, the space between our palms electric with everything unsaid. For months of frost had cracked. Beneath it, something raw and green struggled toward light. It wasn't forgiveness. Not yet. It was the beginning of excavation.